see what we got down here. In what's going to be a surprisingly familiar room to some. Bit of a dick move, that fall damage there. Oh look, we've defiled the tomb of Gravelord Nito. This time, instead of being, you know, nice to us, he is a little bit angry. He is also filled with skeletons. Luckily, he damages those skeletons. Which, you know, gives you a little bit. Oh yeah, when you hear that scream, try to dodge roll at the right time. It's a bit difficult. Oof, God. I have not done this fight in quite a while. This is gonna take some practice. Haven't got one of these little guys in quite a while. Nice. Don't care. This is usually how these kinds of boss runs will go. If you got the moxie for it, you can in fact dodge. Ow. Mostly. You can in fact run over the side of the room and avoid the babies entirely. I recommend it. So yes, Gravelord Nito. First things first, he summons other skeletons, which is unfortunate. Damn it. Yeah, the timing on that when you hear the scream is really difficult. There is, incidentally, Leroy's gear over here. Which, you know, maybe I should have gotten at another time. I also probably shouldn't have run around the room, because that aggroes all the other skeletons. Oof. Oh god, that was just chain ganked. At least we got a hit on him, right? Let's check out that paladin gear. God, you can just hear the dogs. I don't like it. Helm of Leroy, Paladin of the Catacombs. Long ago, the Way of the White produced its first undead, a paladin in golden armor. With the legendary treasures Grant and Sanctus, Leroy set out for Lordran, land of the gods, in the first undead mission of the Way of the White. So there you go. We actually learned that Leroy was the very first undead paladin. Or the very first undead, I guess, consecrated by the Way of the White. Which actually connects to Rhea, who was also on a quest. And you can see that the Way of the White, which, as we've sort of learned by association, is a bit corrupt, shocking, I know, actually has created this quest long, long ago. And you get that final piece of the puzzle right there, where it even tells you that, like, this quest has been created a long time and is basically the way of the whites, of Astoria's way, Astora's way of dealing with its problem, its undead problem. Blah. I can words, which is good because this is gonna take a bit. I know Nito's weak to fire. I don't know if our butcher's knife is gonna help here. I guess we'll find out. It's quicker if nothing else. It also sort of hints at, like, the origin of this whole undead quest. It kind of shows that it's maybe not necessarily as universal as you're originally led to believe. I mean, Oscar tells you, but we know that he's from Astora based on his elite knight armor. I believe it says that it's a noble's armor from Astora. And what we are eventually going to find is that we've sort of been this idea of an undead quest, which is a thing, because obviously a ton of different nations have sent their champions here, has kind of been co-opted in ways. But let's get on with that co-opted quest. Now I believe one thing we're gonna want to try to do, even though my souls are over there, is get the... just take you out. Oh boy. God. It happens so much later than I feel like it should. If you are just moving, it should be okay, but not always. Alright, there's that one. Yeah, we didn't get any souls for that. These things are, in fact... Jeez. I should have rolled out of that one. That's unfortunate. So we may actually want to get our trusty divine weapon out. These boss fights also aren't necessarily great. Let's put it that way. It's actually really tough for those guys to hit you from the door area, which is useful. Alright, let's make sure these guys stay dead first. Yeah, I recovered all those souls. So, as with the other ones, they will stay dead once we use this on them. Thought. Ow. Oh dear. Once he goes down like that, he's about to do something. Watch out for it. It will mess you up. 73 on a faster chop. I like that. Oh god. Luckily, I was able to tank most of that. Nito's design is very interesting. Okay, that's only 43. Oh god, he's doing it again. Just make sure that your shield is facing him when he does that. The real problem is he keeps killing that guy, so I never get the chance to actually get the final blow in. Yeah, at least we're getting a real good view of Nito here. I thought he was actually going down there for his smack attack. So yeah, you'll notice that as long as we stay in this part of the arena, the big guys don't attack us, which is very helpful. Oh, yeah, he's about to do it again. I was gonna say, I don't think we're far enough away to stop that. Oh, here we go again. There we go. Admittedly, if you were close enough to Nito to actually watch him attack, that attack isn't quite so bad. He's about to do it again. This fight is often a bit of an endurance test, because you do have to be able to tank that one hit there. We're in a decent place right now. The big problem is this skeleton here, which I have not been able to get. There we go. There was a decent chance that would have killed me, but it didn't. Now I feel a lot more confident now that that skeleton isn't there to bother us. As long as I don't aggro another one and get caught in his shot, we should be good here. So Nito's title is the first of the undead, which, as a lot of people would have said, means more... Or the first of the dead, not undead. Very, very important distinction there. But, which as a lot of people has pointed out, basically means that he is the best at skeletons rather than that he is the first skeleton. Which I suppose can be attested to by his stylish body made of skeletons. It also makes his hitbox weird because his... like... you have to hit the skeletons, not this, like, cloak of darkness that he has. Tank this. At least that only hits you once. Like, if that was a multi-hit, I would not be very happy. Of course, now that we're just standing next to him here, he is throwing it out very often. We got 4 Estus Flasks left, though. As long as that's the only thing we're really worried about. As long as that's the only thing we're really worried about, we're okay. He does have a lot of dead spots, like, right up in his Skelegrill. Which I guess is why he has the explosion, but it takes so long that it never really feels super threatening. Oh man, we got an Estus Flask back for the fire. Thank you, Rando. Yeah, I mean, look at that. We're as long as you're, like, right up close to him, basically none of his attacks except this one can really hit you. Of course, when he goes for this, you have to be kind of risk-rewardy careful. Couldn't even hit us there. That's kind of Nito's secret if you're close to him. Uh-oh. I wasn't sure if he was doing that there, because we were, like, right up against him. Yeah, God, he's just doing nothing but this, because we're so close and it's the only attack that hits. When we're this close. Like, what's that gonna do to us? Wasn't sure if that was actually a mix-up there. Did I just do that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that was what got me last time. Only fitting it to get me again. surprised that got me all the way over here. The really unfortunate thing is that I'm probably going to speed this up just because there's so little to actually show in this boss fight. You've seen pretty much all of his attacks. It's just a matter of me hacking him down properly. I really should be more aggressive about hitting him when he goes down like that, just to get a few extra hits in. We are getting some health back from him every time we hit him with his Butcher's Blade, so I guess that's a plus, maybe? Some might ask why Geop totally skipped this boss battle, but like, let's be real. Was there much cut content from the LP? Because we didn't have the Nito fight. Did I just break kayfabe there? Probably. Let me tell you about bells. I'm really surprised he hasn't done his explosion attack. It's making this go a lot faster. I say, baiting him into it by saying he won't do it. I just gotta make sure I don't get hit by that attack in particular. I mean, and this one, obviously, but... It's so slow and telegraphed. And it has so much wind down time, too, that I even just throw in an Estus just for safety's sake, you know? Like, eh. There we go. So much worse than it needed to be. Fricker. Lord Soul. And a humanity. Neat. Yeah. I always hit select by accident. I guess because other games I play have that as a more useful button. Not that gestures aren't useful. I would never say that. Let's check out this soul. Yeah, it is actually a key item. You can't make weapons out of it. Or you can't make special weapons out of it. Soul of Gravelord Nito, first of the dead. This Lord's soul was discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Gravelord Nito administers the death of all manner of beings. The power of this soul is so great that it satiates the Lord Vessel, despite the fact that much of its energy has already been offered to death. And this is obviously not the first time, we're very far in the game, but it makes it very clear that despite the fact that this is an extremely powerful soul, despite the fact that this is one of the most powerful souls in existence, a lot of it has actually been burned off. It'll still satiate the Lord Vessel, whatever that means. It's still more powerful than whatever whatever dinky souls we've been getting right now. But the constant theme of this game is decay and, the slow sapping of power of all things, the dying off of flame, because flame always turns to dark eventually. But hey, we beat a boss, we lit a bonfire, I'm fucking done with Tomb of the Giants. I'm sorry if this session wasn't quite as, brisk and informative as a lot of the other ones tend to be, but Tomb of the Giants is just so dark, and there isn't really a lot that you can glean from it outside of, the last room, which is a really interesting, really well-built room, probably the best one in the entire zone, and it ends with kind of a snoozer of a boss fight. So, that's just life sometimes. Again, what I'm going to try to do is sort of do a one area, and then one good area, and then one area, just alternating. So, we'll get the area out of the way first, and next session we'll tackle a new and much more interesting area. So I'll see you then. Or maybe I'll do Demon Ruins next, unfortunately. Bye-bye.